And this last two incidences, it was just from the store outright.
Well, I think he's trying to be himself. We've spoiled him. I know we have. But we love him. And we feel like our children should work, and we're trying to do the best for them. We've sent him to a private school. Maybe this is part of the trouble, but I know that the differences that he and his father have are part of this trouble. Woody's brash and very outgoing and strong, and Derek's a quiet boy.
I'm sorry, there's not going to be any smoking in the courtroom.
But it's the law of Corona.
I don't care what kind of cigar it is, there's not going to be any smoking in this courtroom.
Woody, please, let me go ahead. He's quiet now, much quieter than he was, and he argues with his two brothers and his sister all the time and stays in his room. And I'm very, very concerned about this. We have a good relationship, and I'm sure that if we could get this conflict between he and his father taken care of, that Derek would be okay.
Well, we're going to have to do something here today that is going to change your attitude, young man. Because I can't have you back in this courtroom again. Now, what is it exactly that you don't agree with your father? Now, there's got to be something more than the fact that you don't want to work.
Well, it kind of, it embarrasses me the way he acts. I mean, I don't...
What do you mean?
Just like that. I mean, you weren't that way before we didn't have all this money.
Judge, I worked for a construction crew since I've been 15 years old. The man died last year, and he left the company to me. And yeah, we've got some more money than we know how to spend, really.
But we don't spend it.
But that's no excuse for him not wanting to work.
I'm 15 years old.
But you have to work.
Why?
How else will you learn?
And I agree. I agree that he should work also. They have to learn how to do this and take on responsibility, even though we can give him everything. We have all of our children and spoil them badly.
Well, the oldest son's a chip off the old block. Works hard, works in the field.
We've raised him the same way.
Well, do you all ever do anything as a family outside of arguing?
Well, how could you do anything with this kid? All he wants to do is sit in his room, listen to loud music.
That's... don't...
Go off with his high society friends.
You forced me into him.
That school wasn't my idea, kid.
Well, it wasn't mine.
It was my idea. And I still think it's a good idea. He needs to go where he can learn. We've had to learn, Woody and I've had to learn how to try to learn how to act and do a little bit. After all, isn't that what money's all about? That's what we're doing all this for. That's why I always worked so hard all these years. We want something. We want a lot for our children. And we're trying very, very hard. And maybe
he wants a lot. He thinks everything he gets is owed to him.
I don't get much at all.
Has your relationship with your children changed since the time that you came into all this money?
I think it has.
All right, in what ways has it changed, Derek?
Well, okay, he's a lot louder than he was, and he looks down on me a lot more than he used to, and he really looks up to my older brother. And, I mean, I really get tired of it. And, you know, it's just that he's gotten a lot louder, and it embarrasses me.
Well, I have a lot more responsibility now. You understand what I do every day?
Well, let's look back. As a family unit, are you doing anything differently now than you did when you didn't have this money?
Well, yeah.
we're giving them everything. Maybe
the
this
things
is
we
where
wanted,
we're wrong.
Give me
we get.
If that's true, then why don't I have time to do anything, though?
Have time.
You do have time if you'd come out of that room and talk to us
I
and be
need
with
some
us.
time to myself.
Yes, we
You
know
have time
you
to
do.
yourself.
That's true. That's true. And I always worked too before we came into this money. So this is new to me too.
Well, Derek, let me ask you this. If you were sitting up here on this bench this afternoon with a young man just like you sitting where you are right now, in a situation where he's been in front of this court 5 times, and this time he's violating probation, what would you do to that young man?
Well, I would try and understand what motivates him. But then I don't know. I'm not a judge.
Look, you better. You better answer pretty honestly. They're going to send you up the river, kid. You got this lawyer over here that...
For that.
Derek, I don't want to lose you. Do you realize that you won't be living with us again if...
Look, they're going to
if
send
you
you
don't
away.
stop this?
You're going to have to make some kind of answer that makes sense to the
When he
judge.
tries to mold all of these children.
Well,
Look, I'm not going to get you off this one.
this situation is one that I think simply involves the family working together as a family unit.
Well,
I
Judge,
don't
don't
care
you
whether...
think...
Just a moment, Mr. Bonker, if you please. We have a family unit here. I don't care whether you're rich or whether you're poor, you can't change the way you treat your children. Derek, a child appreciates what he earns. He doesn't appreciate what he doesn't earn. But I think we ought to give Derek an opportunity to go out and find something that he can do himself to pay back the store that he stole this merchandise from again. Now, Derek, you're on probation. This is a bad mark against you. I do not want to take you out of this home because I think you have two loving parents. But so help me, Derek, if you come back in this courtroom again, you will be taken away from your parents. You will be put either in a foster home or in a state-supported school. I don't think you want that, Derek.
Do you hear that?
Mr. Bonker, I strongly advise you to spend some time with all three of your children.
When?
Well, I suggest that whatever your children are a lot more important than what you're doing today. Strongly suggest to you that it's a lot more important that you take care of your children first. You had them before you had that company. All right. Mr. Harrison, I want a date for review on this probation in 3 months' time.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This case will be continued for a period of 3 months. You're still on probation. I want you to find a job, and I want you to pay back that store, and you can keep the merchandise.
Look.